I got my man, Mr. California. He's in now. Mr. California Daddy, I hear you. I see you on there. Man.
What's up, brother? We got the one and only X-Pac on the line, brother, with us.
X-Pac.
Can you hear me, everybody?
Yeah, I got you, man. Finally, I got you. I just been rambling about nudie bars and midget wrestling and women's pudding wrestling and shit till you got on here. So I mean, you know, we're kind of involved in all those kind of weird
That's
weird
cool,
things.
Man. I love midgets and fucking I love titty bars and you know, I don't know about bitches and pudding though, man. That shit, fucking. I'd rather see him in some oil or some shit like that, wrestling around in some oil.
Right? Yeah, you know what? Right. That's
all right, man. Hey, dude. I fell out a little bit ago, man. I've been filming a documentary for since I got home on Monday, man, and I was up in Canada this weekend working a couple of days, man, and so I've been going non-fucking stop, man. So, man, I kind of conked out, man, until Mr. California hollered at me. I knew I was scheduled, and I had my phone ringer on high because I knew I was going to fucking conk out, man, but I'm starting to come up, the blood's starting to fucking flow now. I'm starting to get back in my mind's starting to fucking work, and so it's good to be on here.
We get it. We get that a lot.
Good to be on here, man.
We get a lot of the East Coast CZW guys. They seem to fall asleep quite a bit too. You know, about this time of night. Yeah, they get busy.
Fuck, man, I didn't know it was so. I didn't. You know, man, it's hard work filming like movies and shit. But I
just read about it.
I didn't think filming a documentary would be so fucking, so fucking wear my ass out like this, but it did, man. It did.
What is the documentary? What documentary are you doing?
Is
it a documentary on X-Pac?
Well, it's about me. It's about some other guys too. Ted DiBiase's in it, and some other cats. We went and filmed some stuff with Scott Hall last night, which was nice to be able to do. Man, it's called. Excuse me, man. I'm smoking a Dubois right now. Sorry. The fucking the working title is called The Price of Fame, so it kind of speaks for itself, It's the cost you pay for being a star, for being famous, and the toll it takes on your kids and your family and on you and on getting caught up in doing all the fucking drugs and shit like that. That's why I'm just grateful to be smoking some weed now.
And that's it. I did want to get into that with you because I remember something happened, like you got arrested or got detained at an airport with weed, but it was not reported like that. It was reported the way that people reported it.
Drugs.
You could have been
for drugs.
Yeah, it was like you were muling in heroin or something. Something like that.
Something, right? Yeah, they knew, and they knew. Everybody knew, like that red. When they reported the story, when they put it on their headlines, on their fucking website, it's former WWE, and they got to throw WWE in there so they could try to bury Vince. WWE wrestler arrested for drugs. I was not arrested for drugs. I was arrested for marijuana. And this not a fucking drug, man, because you use it as it is grown naturally from the earth. You know what I'm saying? And I'm not giving any arguments that fucking the people here that are listening right now don't already know. You know,
right. Well,
I mean,
especially people.
It was bullshit. But I gotta say this, man. The Popo at the Port Authority in New York, man, they were nothing but cool, man. They were some cool motherfuckers.
Right. Yeah. That's good. That's cool. Yeah.
They didn't want
for the record.
They don't want that shit fucking. They don't want to fucking be wasting their time on people's weed. You know, they got more important things to do, man. They fucking, you know, like 2 weeks later, the same cats that had to drag me in for two fucking joints worth of weed, they just busted the biggest cocaine ring, you know, smuggling ring in history in that same fucking port, you know. So they spent. You know, and to be honest, man, if somebody wants to do some coke, whatever somebody wants to do, man, I don't think it's anybody's business if they're hurting anybody else. You know.
Right. Well, you see, that's the thing. The people that listen to our show, X-Pac, the people that listen to us, that's what our show is pretty much about. That we love that whole side of everything. You know, like we get shit-faced drunk every week and come on here and just talk shit. We talk to everybody about their drugs, what they're doing. We got guys that come on every week and hit their bowls before they come out and talk, and you know, I mean, that's what our show's about. We're into that kind of the party side of everything, you know, more than
yeah. It's just I can't do, you know. I mean, I would have loved to have a bump of coke before I got on here right now, so I could have woke up a little bit more for you guys, but I can't do that shit no more.
Right, but that's your choice too. You know what I mean? That's your choice.
Exactly.
You can choose to do it or not to do it.
Some people are just fine with it.
Right, you know. But let me ask you about that. Because we were talking about this with these dirt sheets, man. You don't ever catch a break in any of them. That has to be. Is that the thing that when you guys are in the locker room together? I'm talking about professional wrestlers in like a professional wrestling locker room, not the indie locker rooms or something, but the professional guys are the dirt sheets. You know what I'm talking about? Come on, man. I'm not saying anything out of school. Fucking, do you guys talk about that shit like with these dirt sheet guys? Just like, God damn, these dudes suck. These guys are nerds. They don't know pot from coke. They don't know partying. They don't know how to, you know, they think that X-Pac's character is the real guy in real life, you know.
Well, I got to be honest with you, man. It is really me, man. You know, I don't play a character. That's just the name I use. You know, I don't like to generalize and bunch all the dirt sheet guys, if you want to call them dirt sheet, because there's some guys, man, that do some good reporting out there. That if we didn't have them, then the wrestling promotions wouldn't be held accountable for their shit. You know what I'm saying? But then you got a website, you know. There's more websites than there are bed bugs in fucking New York City right now. So
yeah, exactly.
You know what I'm saying? So
who are the good ones?
Know,
who are the good ones? Who are the good ones? You think?
I just think the ones that started it all, man. I think are the ones that are, and there's some other good ones, but you know, Wade Keller from the Torch, and Dave Meltzer. I respect those guys, man. And they give me shit. They'll run me through, man. Sometimes if I deserve it, but you know, they're fair. They're fair. They, you know, I mean, Wade Keller went to school for journalism and that, and I mean, they do try to have some journalistic integrity, and unlike some of these other fucking dickwads out there. With Facebook now, you read just all kinds of shit about people. I mean, it's almost never ending on there. For people that are on there. And it's always,
you get a lot.
You know, you know, I mean, you know, I get a lot of love, but you know, you know me, man. It's either like people love me or they hate me, and they don't even fucking know me. You know, if they hate me, it's because they don't even know me, and I'm you know, I'm a pretty cool motherfucker if I say so myself.
A lot of haters, brother. A lot of haters on the internet.
Yeah, there's a lot of fucking you know, tough guys behind a keyboard Twitter tough guys and fucking. I'll go on Twitter and I'll have people fucking, tweeting me just trying to get a mention, talking shit to me, and I'll fucking slay them motherfuckers.
What is
they try to cap on me, and I rip them motherfuckers to shreds because I ain't no dummy. And people look at me sometimes and think, oh, I'm just a dumb pothead, man. I got 146 IQ motherfuckers, and I will fucking slay you if you want to fucking challenge me. Verbally, whatever.
What is something that came up from the internet was the term X-Pac heat. I'm sure you've heard that for like years now.
No, I've never heard of it. What is it? I've never heard that. I've never heard that expression before.
But I know you've heard it. But where did it start, and who started it, and like where did that even come from? Did it just come from some people on the internet that hated your guts, like for real, for some reason, or because I never heard it about anybody else before?
Well, I'm gonna make a guess. And that's all you can do is you can just guess because it's hard to really prove. And I don't really waste much time thinking about it, to be honest with you. There was some people in the writing team and when I was working for Vince that did not like me whatsoever because my reputation is I don't take shit from nobody. And if I got a problem, and when I worked for Vince, I'd cuss them motherfuckers left and right, and I didn't care who it was. If I had a problem, with something, and I think, I got on Paul Heyman's bad side, because he was adamant that I do something that he had this idea for. And I'm like, I ain't doing it. And he was like thinking that he had this power that he could fucking make, he was going to get me to do it. And I'm just guessing this, Shane McMahon come walking up and said, hey, what's the matter? And I'm like, Paul E. says he wants to do this and this and this. And I said, and I think it's bullshit. And I don't like it. And Shane McMahon said, well, then you're not doing it. And it really pissed him off. So it could have been him, because I know for a fact that him, Michael Hayes, and that little fucking nerd Brian Gewirtz, who ain't never been in a fight or never had any pussy in his entire life, writing a wrestling show. You know what I mean? And so they got a direct line to some of these internet website fucking writers. And that's how that whole thing got perpetuated by one of those type of cats, because when everybody said when I make my entrance and the people booed just the same as they boo every other heel that had heat, and it's easy to say X-Pac sucks, X-Pac sucks, just as easy as when Eddie Guerrero was a heel and they'd go Eddie sucks, or Angle sucks, or whoever sucks. It didn't sound any different to me that, when they were saying it about me than when they were saying it about them, and I didn't hear any, Angle, oh, he's got Angle heat. That just means they don't want him around. If I had that kind of heat, then the birds would have been chirping when I came out.
Yeah, exactly.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
you could hear a pin drop.
And you've also been able to be a face since then, and you're popular, so it's not just it had to have been something. I didn't know what the whole genesis of it was, but it just seemed kind of weird because, yeah, you're right. You'd hear something like Vicky Guerrero heat today, or something like that, because, it seems like she gets booed out more than Rick Rude used to, you know what I mean? And I don't know, it just seemed kind of weird. There was like a term.
Yeah, well, the quarter hours speak for themselves. The quarter hour ratings speak for themselves, and that's what I went by, and my shit was always good. Matter of fact, I held one of the highest segments ever on fucking cable television. Mind you, it wasn't just me. It was Scott Hall and I versus Big Show and Steve Austin for a long time. That was the highest quarter hour in the history of fucking cable television. You know, years ago. I mean, and you know what? Some people will run with this, what I just said, and claim that, X-Pac's taking credit for the highest fucking rated segment ever. No, I was part of it. And that, so, like, all the haters, you know, I'll give you something else that you can bite onto, and that's my fucking cock. Motherfuckers.
There you go. Fuck yeah, there you go.
All right, Mr. California, you go ahead. I know you have something to ask X-Pac.
X-Pac, he's a great guy. Fucking, I know X-Pac following his career everywhere. You know, I know you've been around the world, brother. A quick question, brother. I got an email from a fan who told me to ask you this question, man. I don't know if you're going to answer. I hope you don't get mad or anything, but it's about China. It's about China, brother, and about the sex tape, brother. What made you want to do it, and what's the relationship? You still talk to China, or what's the story, man?
No, I don't talk to her anymore, man. She's just so full of hatred and all of that, and she just can't let anything go. And there was never, man, I treated that bitch good as I could for being fucked up on drugs, and she was fucked up on drugs too. You know, and I mean, you can't. You know, I mean, she'd have been fucked up without the drugs. Let's not. I mean, I'm not going to mince words here, but you know, I mean, there's a reason why Hunter left her. You know, and I found out that reason, you know, a couple of years later when I got together with her. So, as far as the sex tape thing, you know, she had this idea in her head, you know, to make a buck because of the Paris Hilton thing. And, you know, I was such a douchebag back then that she mentioned it to me, and I'm like, I don't care, sure, whatever. Not even thinking, you know, I got a family that's fucking going to be embarrassed by this or whatever. You know, I mean, me personally, I don't give a fuck. But, I mean, as far as, you know, I mean, you know, who wants to bring shame or embarrassment upon their family and kids? I got kids. Had to, you know, get ridiculed probably, you know. My kids never complained to me about that kind of shit, though. I never heard a word about it from them, you know, or anybody else in my family for that matter. So I don't, those kind of questions, excuse me, those kind of questions don't bother me, bro. You know?
Did you make any money out of that deal, or was it all China? Did China make all the money out of it?
If you listen to her, she didn't make a dime off it.
Oh, really? No way.
She's a lying cunt because I made a good amount of money off of it, a good amount. You know, well into the not well into the six figures, low six figures. You know, a couple $100,000. But you know, she made over $500,000 off of that thing. Easy.
Oh my God. What about the Surreal Life deal? When you showed up on Surreal Life, was that any kind of was that like any kind of a setup? Because I always think those shows are pretty well set up. It wasn't a work, as in, you know, we were all in on it. But it was manipulated and set up. I was basically set up. You know, because I brought her flowers, and I was just like dropping them off to be delivered to her, and they said, "Oh, we think it'd be a good idea if you just bring them up to the house." Since I hadn't seen her in a week or talked to her, so like a dumbass, I went okay. It was just like walking right into a fucking ambush.
Yeah, the fucking brat, brother. She got it all up in your face, man. That rapper, the brat.
That bitch. Whatever, with her fucking 5-foot ass.
That's fucked up.
And you know what? She's probably cool as shit. But when you got somebody saying that their boyfriend's fucking beating them and abusing them, you know, of course they're gonna think I'm a piece of shit. But I see Chris Knight, Peter Brady. I see him at quite a few things. The appearances I make now, man, and you know, like, we made peace because you know, he realized she's a crazy bitch now too.
I think it's been obvious. Her Stern appearances has been epic. I think anyone that watches those, they have to have a better idea about what you were going through at the time, and because those Stern appearances,